Hello again, everybody. Well, you can't really see it because it's too daylight out, I guess. But there's a flare coming out of right here. Let me show you this beautiful car I've got set up here. Okay, so what we got, you can see we got fire right there coming out. We're flaring it. And when you get done flaring it, all you gotta do, pull this off and stick this in its place right down in there. And I've been spraying down the rails to keep them cool. That's why everything's wet. But all right, got the hopper. I got kind of a makeshift hopper spring on there right now, just something to hold it down. But all right, we're coming out of the rails down into that bucket, which that bucket is the condensation catcher. Junk out of the way. That catches the condensation. Then it goes through and into this bucket. Now this bucket is filled up to about here with hay, and then on top of that is a piece of screen wire, real thick screen wire, that has a wool beanie cap stretched over it. It fit perfectly over it, and seems like it doesn't restrict flow too much because it's still getting good flow. Too bad you can't see it. Flame goes to about right in there. You can kind of tell. But yeah, it's putting out a pretty good flame, and it's coming out of the filter. Of course, my condensate drain from the hopper, which I didn't have the other day, but it comes from here down and into another bucket there. But it lights really easy. You can actually light it with the torch, but just with using the striker and not the propane. Like, pull the trigger and it makes that little arc at the end of it and it'll light it. But what I did is I ran on down here, and I couldn't really see a good way to bring it under the car, and you know, I didn't really see a reason to, so I didn't bring it under the car. I brought it right down through here and in here. Now I just had to drill a hole here, cut out, don't worry, this piece is just structural, so that's no problem. And then I had to move the fuse box out of the way because it was right here. Then you come over here, and I've got a butterfly valve right here. It's not hooked up yet, but it's a butterfly valve. And got another butterfly valve here. I better not. Maybe. But it's just a piece that I cut out when I was making a 2-inch cut with a hole saw. Yeah, there's a lot of water coming out. I don't think my wood was that dry, but I used a piece that I'd cut out of with like a 2-inch hole saw, and I just welded it to this little piece of wire. Straight up and down like that. It's closed, and that's open. And you can see there's smoke coming out of the end of that. This is not capped off or nothing like that, and there is some moisture getting through. So yeah, the wood that I've got in there I think is a little wet, but I have mixed it with some of this. I mean, the wood that I've got has been drying for a while, so you would think it would be dry enough, but I don't know. There is moisture making it to the end here, so it's a little concerning. There's a drop or two. At least it's clear, I guess, but it is moisture. Also, I took these caps off, and I got a little bit of water out of each of them. Not much, but just a little, and it was really black looking water. Smelled like smoke. So yeah, anyway, I mean, I don't have what I'm planning on doing here is I've got a piece of a garbage bag in there right now. I figure if there is a puff back, it will break that garbage bag instead of blowing up the intake or something. This is actually the piece that came off of the air box that was right here. There was an air box, and I took that piece off and put it onto the throttle body here, because the piece that originally went on this was broken. So I cut that part off, and then I just strapped it onto this connector. And now all I've got to really do is get my stuff put on here. But I was almost thinking, I wonder if this thing will fire up on wood gas. We could try it. Okay, so it's starting to rain, so of course this is the perfect time to be filming. I have this part capped off. I took the flare part of it off. I have the air valve closed. I may open it a little like that. And I've got the gas valve all the way open. Oh, by the way, this right here is the fuse to the fuel pump. So if it starts, it's not getting any fuel from the fuel tank. It's not running off gasoline. If it does start, it may not, but if it does, this is proof right here. Look, that is the relay that goes to the fuel pump. I'm gonna lay it right here. See what it does. Get the fan turned off. Battery doesn't sound like it's doing great. I'll close the air valve off. Battery's running down. Battery's dead. Okay, once again, here we go. I robbed the battery out of the van, so it should crank it a little better. Well, okay, I think I'm going to have to admit defeat for today, because 2 batteries so far just need to sit and charge. I don't want to take battery out of my truck and run it down too, so I'm just going to let this one charge. I put the fan battery back in Zephyr, and the solar panels will charge that one, and then I'll charge the other one up after that one gets charged, and we'll have 2 full batteries, and we'll try it again tomorrow. But it does get gas up to the engine, and it actually did bark off one time. It fired up and it ran for like, I don't know, 10 or 15 seconds, and before I could get out here and play with the valves, it quit, and the battery hasn't had enough charge in it to start it. So it will run off of it. I know that because it already has. Oh, another thing, I've got this plastic bag on here to kind of cap that off and hopefully try to smother the fire out a little bit. But I did figure out that I can take this pipe with this piece of rubber on it, stick it over top of that pipe. Well, let me take this off so I can show you. Makes a pretty good place to fire it. Stick that right over there like that, and then on the end of this I can light it. It's away from the car a little bit, and I don't even have to take anything off. Normally you would usually, except for maybe the air filter, and this is actually where it's going to end up at. It's going to end up at the end here, so this way you know you're getting flammable gas all the way to here. So yeah, that's how I'm going to that's how I'm going to actually flare it off from now on. I may actually take that coupling out there, but anyway, it doesn't matter. It's getting there. Like I said, I've got my cables. Actually bought 3 of them. I've got 2 of these type, and then I've got one that actually it twists and locks, and I'm going to try to use that one for my throttle so I can set a high idle just by pulling that and twisting it to lock it. Got our system ready to go. Hopefully tomorrow will be the first actual start and run video, and yeah, we'll go from there. Anyway, I got to work tomorrow, so I'm going to give it up for the evening and go in and relax a little while before I have to go to bed to get up to go to work tomorrow. But anyway, I appreciate everybody watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.